Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. I think I had my mic muted this time, or could everyone still hear me? Yes, to hear me? But,
yes, we can hear you.
well, I'm wondering if anyone else could hear me, because apparently I had my mic muted. Okay. Yeah, something's up with my OBS. Well, this is the grand finals of the Crosskeys Sandy tournament, and it is do or die for our runners because they're both 2-2. So whoever wins this is going to take it all home. So it should be a very interesting match. And I'm just going to turn it over to our commentators before I put my mouth. Tonight we have, I'm very pleased to be working with Days Cloud and Blue and also with Jinky Girl on tracking. So thank you everyone, and we should be getting going shortly.
Hello, and this is so exciting. Oh my goodness. How's it going, Days Cloud?
Oh, it's going well here. I've been waiting pretty much ever since we did this, I think on, what was it, Wednesday night? I've been sitting here kind of just thinking about getting this tournament finally over with and crowning ourselves a champion here. Two of the best runners around in it. This is about as hype of a match as you can possibly get, so I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, this has been a long time coming, and after so long going through this tournament, we are now at the top two runners into the final match, and we are going to get started now in not too long. Just a few seconds away.
Yep, 4 months of brackets here. We've got all sorts of just great races there. If you get a chance, go back through the YouTube channel, watch a lot of these. We're in a rematch here between Andy and Lynn, and we are off.
And we're starting in Link's house, getting a small key to GT already. And going straight to their signature starts. Andy is heading up to the castle, and Linlinlin is going to fake flipper and get that hula hand check in.
Yep, Lynn loves to get that little bit of a safer start there, making sure that he's going to have the rupees necessary for the early game. That way, if he runs into a shop, he can buy bombs, not really have to worry about anything more from there. Andy going ahead, and he finds the waterfall there to start. And at the moment, kind of, we're just checking the prize packs, checking the tree pools, and kind of hoping to find something decent there as Lynn finds the chess game, but
no money.
Yeah, no money yet. And Andy finding 10 bombs in the Hyrule Castle drop down there. That's the thief drop down, the Lost Woods drop down. So he's gonna be,
yep,
he'll be running around. Oh, definitely.
Yep. Early on, you want those bombs in hand so you don't get to miss any checks that require bombs at all, and it's useful as a weapon as well, because you never know what you're going to come across, and having something to smack enemies with is always good to have on hand.
Definitely. As Lynn drops into the hula hands, going to pick up a nice 225 rupees there. Andy's going to get a quick Sank start here, picks up a piece of heart, and we're going to get our first look at where is the sanctuary today. Okay, that's a very convenient spot there to find Sanctuary. That'll put you right in Hyrule Castle. So Andy's just going to go ahead and follow this connector immediately, get a quick look at where this is going to pop him out.
And Lynn heading down to Lake Hylia to see the library with a map on the shelf. Probably not something he's going to go back for. And on the island today is just a green rupee.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be looking at that. Oh boy, that takes you to Misery Mire. So that's going to be an interesting little place for us to be here. Andy's going to get a peek at 3 more entrances here. Finds Blind's Hut, which is good, except for, you know, the small part about him being in his bunny form. Can't do anything with it at the moment. But that is something he's going to file that away for later. And that's also going to be Graveyard Ledge there as well. Lin set himself up with a tier 3 tree pull, found himself the red rupee tree prize pack there, so he's got even more money now.
Yep, that's going to be coming in handy soon enough for sure. And seeing those bombs, is Lin going to take the detour as well?
Well, gonna take a quick stop here in the waterfall fairy cave there and go grab himself his 4th heart container. Well, Andy's gonna go and at least be able to get this first chest here in the Palace of Darkness, and then probably, I assume, is it gonna be a quick death warp out of here. Or save it quick, either one.
Lin grabbing his 10 bombs, and Andy making his way out of Sanctuary and over to Kakariko.
Finding ourselves a bumper cave there, not going to be able to do anything with it from that end. We're going to need Cape to follow that connector all the way.
Just 20 rupees in the back of the tavern today.
Now, Lin deciding not to do what Andy did there and didn't go ahead and start checking that first connector right outside the thing here. Andy taking a second to pick up a compass for some reason. I'm not really sure why he's doing that, but sure enough. I mean, pretty sure he knows that Misery Mire has 8.
Hopefully.
I mean, I think he does at this point.
And there is our bomb shop for Swamp Palace and Pod today.
Okay, well that tells us a couple of things. We're going to need our hook shot today, and at some point we're supposed to have 6 pod keys to actually put things into logic, as Lin has found a dark room.
Doesn't seem interested in it for now.
Well, let's go and check ourselves here at Paradox Cave over on Andy's side. We're going to get 7 chests out of here and possibly a couple more entrances if he's feeling up for it. I'm going to start here in the basement of Paradox Cave, get ourselves a sword, and, well, single rupees, so the sword is very good.
Yes, permanent weapon, 6 minutes in. That's big. That is big.
Yeah, what's better is it makes this next room considerably easier as Andy takes one spin and kills all 3 of the Moldorms there. Picks up a pearl and the big key to Misery Mire. Fantastic there.
Well, Andy already knows a handful of more checks in the Dark World that he can do pretty well immediately, heading back into that mire area if he so chooses.
Okay, and Paradox Cave is just going to kind of loop Andy very quickly around from the top of Kakariko into the hut right north of it, and we found the other end of Bumper Cave there, so that's a completely dead connector now.
Okay, so we're finding some not so useful connectors so far. That's not going to make routing the best.
Andy's showing off the strats there in the arrow game, where if he hits the same same target over and over and over again here. You don't get the 64 rupees, you get 99 there. So he's up to almost 500 rupees immediately. He's going to spend some of this on our bottle vendor here. Going to get basically 50 rupees back. So hey, that's pretty good.
I did not catch what that was.
That is a key of indeterminate size. We're gonna go back in and pick it up here and get a little bit better information.
Small key turtle rock, not bad.
Okay, so that's not too bad. Now Lynn's gonna take one look at that Paradox Cave entrance there and decide, you know what, I'm gonna go check that in just a minute, which is not a bad play by any means. Now I kind of expect Andy to maybe head his way over back towards the Misery Mire area, and sure enough, yep, that's where he's gonna go.
Yeah, that makes total sense with so many checks with his Moon Pearl in hand now that he can go right ahead and do. Might as well clear out as many items as he can out of it. Maybe there's progression.
I mean, I kind of look at this as I expect both of these runners to just be on their game today. Every trick is on the table here. It's going to be interesting to see who is willing to take the big, make the big move today. Like, I mean, what was that in the last game there? We saw Andy climb GT with bow and arrow and fire rod and stuff. I mean, there has been massive moves made by both of these runners here. So you kind of want to see, like, what are they going to pull out next?
Yeah, what kind of risks are they going to take this game to try to get the edge up? Blind Hunt not really paying off yet, just a map to Skull Woods and heart piece there. And a compass to GT.
Yeah, that's a pretty dead Blind's Hut right there. Congratulations, you got the pearl, and here's a whole bunch of nothing.
Getting baited by the pearl.
I mean, eventually Lynn's gonna go through that exact same area there, but not quite yet. As we're gonna kill some mini mold arms here real fast. Down to 2 hearts there. Nothing too much to worry about. He gets his big key and he's gonna go ahead and pick up his pearl as well. Alright, Lynn failing the bomb jump there and is just going to decide, you know what, I wanted to go down through the south entrance anyway, so here I go, and well, that's not a place you can get out of right now, so that's going to be a save and quit, and now it's on to the rest to try to figure out where exactly we're going to go.
Oh, is Andy heading to Eastern? Looks like.
It's a good choice there as he finds himself a hype cave. Picks up 20 rupees there to start, and well, let's see if it's actually going to be worth his time here. Well, there's a small key finally to Turtle Rock and another heart container, so yeah, that's a pretty standard hype cave. It feels like a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, Hype Cave is living up to its name of not being so hyped.
Well, on the other side there, we found Ganon sitting there in the Lost Woods today, so hopefully we're going to start seeing some things as, bush crabs are dropping bombs, and that's kind of a nice thing to find.
So this is looking like, with a lot of our big item deads locations, Paradox Cave was the only one that paid off so far, so hoping that we might see a lot of terrible one-off locations for our progression.
Well, I mean, as far as the not terrible things go, we just ended up with the uncle drop here being behind the lumberjack. So that's actually one of the better things you could get there, because that means that we don't need to do Aga today. Well, unfortunately, didn't have anything, it looks like. So onward we go, Phil, looking for more things to do.
Yeah, still the guessing game of where do you want me to go, Seed? Where?
Well, how
Finding
about Tower of Hera? Tower of Hera is
not
a
a bad
place.
find.
Yeah, we can go with two items out of this here. One's going to be a map, so Lynn's going to take just a second to pick this up, because one of the fun things about Crosskeys is you do not know what the crystals are until you find the maps here, so that's like the only reason for picking them up. Now, Andy is kind of having, I think, luck with his route here. Ooh, the very last entrance that he ended up choosing here is a Hyrule Castle entrance, which runs right into his glove. So that is a big early find for Andy. It's going to make a lot of his progression much, much, much easier to, well, more efficient is what I'm trying to say.
Hopefully. And Lin is making his way into Pod now for the first time. Still can't do any more than Andy did.
Oh, an ice rod. So that's, I mean, this is one of those times where we have to bring up the part of that ice rod not technically being in logic and blah, 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 and all of that.
Yes.
But, I mean, you're not going to put it back.
No, exactly. It's, all we're waiting for is that one sewer's key. Once we get that, it'll all kind of make sense.
Now, Lin making an early play here. He's been known to do this at times throughout the tournament here. Lin going ahead, and as you can see, he doesn't have a bow, he doesn't have a bottle, so what he's going to do is he's going to make this mimic walk through a wall.
It's honestly my favorite glitch to watch, because it's like, woo! There you go. Right off the screen.
It's always kind of incredible to me how Lin just effortlessly pulls that mimic clip without any buffers or anything, just pushes that mimic right out. Doesn't really get rewarded with it there. He's going to just go ahead and pick up another heart container, while Andy finds the big key of Desert Palace there, hiding in Dark Cross, and now he's going to use a whole bunch of bombs here and to go ahead and kill himself. Send him back to the beginning.
Yep.
And good for Lin here, and not having a whole lot of other options here. He's going to choose going to Eastern Palace here, which is going to eventually lead him towards the glove as well in just a minute. Alright, that is one connector Andy found there. It looked like the center one is going to take him right to Death Mountain. He's going to take just a second here, gamble a little bit that he doesn't get locked out of this other one, and gets also on Death Mountain.
Okay. That's, at least they're close.
Which one do you want to go first?
Yeah, exactly. Which one is the fastest routing? I guess center.
I guess Andy kind of... Now, was one of those spiral cave and I just saw it very different? Probably was, because Andy came back to the left side, to the other connector there, and which is going to put him on the West Death Mountain, which has a few more entrances that he could check. Okay, one was spiral cave. Okay, that's good to know. So we now have access to both sides of the mountain here. We're not going to be able to check all of what's on the other side. Now, Lin finding the hookshot cave, and he's going to go ahead and check this connector real fast. He finds kind of a useless place, and oh no, saves and quits.
Yep, that's just a quit right there, getting out. Hopefully he finds himself back in that area soon.
Well, he's going to go into this connector next to the basically where Sanctuary is. This is going to send him back into Mire, so he's going to be very happy when he sees Blind's hut, and then very sad when he actually picks up the items.
And the old man today is giving us a piece of heart. I do believe Trez is in chat, or at least he was just a short while ago.
So I'm thinking Andy has routed himself very well here, because kind of the fun part is he's going to get to check all of these areas here, find himself Ice Palace, which is kind of a nice thing, a good thing to find. Can't do anything with it at the moment, but you want to know where it is. He's going to be able to climb this mountain again, drop back down if he chooses, and then go check all of the East Death Mountain entrances.
Not that exciting for either runner right now. Hoping we get to see a bit more progression soon.
Yeah, at the moment here, all of these entrances we found aren't really paying off for anyone. Now, the only concern here for like Lin here is, Andy's got to be careful here. These guys will kill him.
Oh yeah, they will have no qualms about killing Andy right now.
And as he finds a dark room there, pretty quickly, I think he realizes that I think that would have been pretty sure that would have been the old man rescue cave right there, the front of it at least. So yeah, he's not going to be going back through that. He's already done that. And
whoa.
Sure, let's find the other glove. Wow.
Yes! Myths, 21 minutes in.
So what's in purple chest today?
Yes.
That's my question. Now, to be completely honest, I missed the connector that he went into to find those myths. Did you happen to catch which one it was?
I actually did not.
Wow.
It was...
It is
Old Man
leaving from
House.
Old Man Cave. Oh my god, that is an interesting thing right there. As we're gonna get the mirror out of that as well. Dang, Andy is just, and a bow as well. Andy is just hitting everything here within the first 20
How
minutes.
is this seed so kind today?
Oh man, if you're rooting for Lin, you really want him to get over to the Eastern Palace area one more time here as soon as possible. Because Andy's just found basically the way to make most of this seed just as efficient as possible. Between having that mirror and Moon Pearl and access to the northern part of Hyrule here, he's going to be able to check pretty much every entrance without hardly any difficulty here because he can just bounce back and forth between the worlds, and this is going to be nice and convenient for him.
Lin picking up a Master Sword there in Desert Palace.
Well, I mean, that's quite nice.
It's not a real advantage that he gets over Andy because that's the first check that you're pretty much going to make when you walk in Desert Palace. Andy's not going to miss that once he finds himself inside there.
Okay, well, Lin's found himself there. The right entrance there to Desert Palace is going to be in basically the Light World shopping mall area. It's going to be... He finds Spike Cave over there too, but this is where not having one of those gloves is going to kind of start to hurt him, so he's going to end up orphaning one entrance over there that he otherwise wouldn't have to, or at least Andy's not going to have to, so that's going to where some of the advantage is going to be there. But we find the center of Desert is the Turtle Rock ledge. That's a good thing.
Oh, come on, Lin, you gotta make it over to Eastern. That's where you need to be. Andy is just filing through all of these Dark and Light World double checks now as fast as he can.
I mean, the moment he found that mirror here, that's one of the... Having Mirror and Pearl early is such an advantage for being able to just kind of go ahead and just clear everything. Like, at this point, the only two things that he's really missing to make his routing as efficient as possible would be hammer and boots. And I mean, I would be very happy if I were him to find that as quickly as possible here.
And there is the well at Sanctuary today.
Well, he'll be able to pick all that up real quick then, in that case.
And there's our bombos, so that is a way into Ice Palace.
Along with the small key to Desert Palace, so that'll give him even more motivation to go in there once he finds Desert, as we're going to also get a small key to Misery Mire, which is always good to have. You know, you want at least one of those, just for routing purposes there. It makes your route much easier. Lin's going to go ahead and check out the shovel that he picked up. Gets to max out his bombs again, while Andy is going to be able to check out the Graveyard Ledge entrance here. So, if I'm going through everything, this is just going through all of the drop locations we've got at this point. This is going to put the Useless Fairy behind Aga 2 today.
Well, that's good to see. That's less incentive for our runners to take the full climb. And Lin is taking a dip into Thieves Town here, getting a small key Turtle Rock. That's our third Turtle Rock small.
So, time to start thinking about Lava Chest here, as Andy shows why flippers are not really something that you worry about outside of getting into Swamp Palace in this mode, as he pulls off just an effortless kern jump. Finds himself the Mire Shed, so he's going to get two checks out of this here. moves some blocks out of the way, finds himself just, well, you know, a good chunk of money here. So with his route kind of the way that it's going, he could go ahead and take it all the way up to Catfish and then up to Zora if he chooses. Gonna get a big key to Pod out of the chest game. That was one thing that Lin was not able to check earlier because he didn't have the money when he came up. That is one of the disadvantages to the Houlihan route, is if there is something in that witch's hut that requires money or a bomb, you're not gonna have that.
And we find that Ice Palace is our green pendant today. Getting a blue boomerang, and nothing else from Sahasrahla today.
Alright, so at this point, this is going to kind of force Lin here pretty soon to maybe head over into that Eastern Palace area, just because he's going to be able to check these two entrances over towards the desert. Finds Mimic Cave in one of them, so he'll know that there's an item there once he gets a hammer. Oh, finds a big key on the waterfall ledge here. Now, technically, you're supposed to have the flippers to be able to get that, but I mean, there are ways around that, and looking at his setup for everything, Andy is going to be able to splash delete his way into the bottom of the waterfall there and be able to pick up that key, most likely.
Yeah, he's got plenty of bombs on him, and he's got that bow, which makes the splash deletion nice and easy. As long as he doesn't run out of bombs, he's good.
I mean, easy is one thing. Nope. It is not easy to do that trick. So he's gonna have to think about doing that later. Is the thing there? So he at least knows there's a big key there. He can come back later when he's got a bit more equipment. I hate that trick with an absolute passion. Alright, I think Lin has basically realized he's checked everything else in the light world here, and he's going to make his way over, and this is going to kind of break open the seed for Lin here. Andy's had a slight lead on checking certain things, but it's not like Lin is far behind by any means. It's just kind of unfortunate that he decided to go through and check the Hookshot Cave connector before he went down here and checked this one single entrance. Alright, so Lin will be picking up his glove here. We'll be probably picking up his ice rod and his small keys as well. He'll have everything that he needs. Kind of interesting thing now, if both runners so choose, they can actually access the back of Escape now too with, well, at least Andy can access the back of Escape now. Lin will be able to as soon as he clears out the mountain and such here. Because you can always just pick up the rocks there and then use the mirror to get behind the peg. So if that's where our hammer is hiding today, that could be kind of a fun location.
Yep, that would be... That would keep things interesting. And even though we do know that the Useless Fairy is behind Agate 2, I would still like to see a required climb for Validation Chest. I think that would, that'd make up some time lost for the lucky items that they've received so far.
Andy has taken a death there. That is an overworld death, not exactly what he was hoping to do. Well, he'll have to come back to that area here in a little bit as Lin goes ahead, takes his death warp. And Andy's going to come up here and start checking, I would imagine, well, he's heading back towards the catfish area here. Ah, right, the bomb farming spot here. Yeah, one of those things. If you do get yourself a early glove or something, and you're playing inverted, that little arrow section with the skulls there is a very, very good way to find yourself quite a few bombs.
Yes, it's I find that it is a much better pickup rate than farming those bushes by Link's house in the light world.
Oh, definitely. So, one interesting thing of note here is Lin has skipped Dark Cross, which had I want to say that was the big key to desert there?
Yes, it was. And Lin getting a heart container. So we are now... Are we tied? No, Lin is up 1 heart container. Okay. Going by the arbitrary rules of who is leading in a Crosskeys match, it's whoever has the most hearts.
Well, yeah, that's one of those things here. But I mean, it's all of that time that Lin spent checking the light world entrances there kind of only really led to him getting a single heart here. Now, Andy's still going to probably make all of those checks here pretty soon. Now, oh, that does look like that is the worst possible Skullwoods layout. So, up, and Andy wins the Skullwoods drop lottery there, picking the right hole to fall into. He's going to drop him on the left side so he can easily pick up all of the items back here.
Yeah, that definitely comes in handy. Nothing really paying off yet. But who knows what could be in this chest?
Well, yeah, let's see. I'm going to go with a key to Skullwoods. Oh, wow. There you are.
Clairvoyant Days Cloud has joined us today, folks.
Well, sometimes it's easy. Alright, we're going to get a key to pod there now. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess that was the slightly... That is one way Andy could easily have done it there. He could have also just gone out the front entrance there, mirrored, and then gone and picked up the rock because he has mitts, but both ways are going to work here. It's going to end up with him basically at the exact same place as Lin has picked up his mitts, and very soon is going to walk up here and likely pick up his mirror and be basically in the same place that Andy is.
Lin finally making his way into Mini Moldorm Cave now.
Yeah, that nice Master Sword making it just that much faster to be able to kill all those Mini Moldorms. Now Lin's about to get his bounty of items here.
Yep, that mirror, that bow. It's beautiful. Really. And the small key to Skullwoods, right.
Ooh, Andy went ahead and found himself a nice happy laser bridge there sitting in the chess game entrance.
And we get to see some flawless laser skips here.
I mean, this is one of those things that both of the runners are just when you get to this level, there certain things like laser skips are trivial, where for people like me, it's maddening.
Yes. We get a map check on Andy's side. Wow. Okay. So that was a lot.
That was green pendant in Ice Palace, which we already knew. Crystals at everything except for Thieves Town. Thieves Town is the only one we don't actually know yet. So
yeah, that's nuts.
We've got a lot of maps already.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good timing for that check there. Knowing 5 crystal locations out of 7 is good early knowledge to have. A lot of it being done in the Dark World today.
I mean, that's kind of crazy there. So we're down to basically the 3 Light World dungeons and Thieves Town for our other two pendants. Just like that. So Lin's gonna go ahead. He's gonna get in here and grab his bombos and trying to think of what else was in here. And he finds the top of the mountain there through the basically the old woman's connector. It's gonna drop into dark left side Dark Death Mountain there. Spike Cave entrance, not having anything.
Okay, so the well had bombos, the small key to mire, and the small key to desert.
Alright, so Lin is just making his check through. He's going to probably route his way straight down towards the south of Hyrule this time here. See what he can find. He's checked a few more things down there just because he was still kind of looking for the mirror and his mitts. So at this point, I mean, we're 40 minutes in. I mean, it's one of the... Andy's got a little bit of more of a knowledge advantage. He knows about the big key over there on the waterfall ledge. He knows, but he's got the big key to Desert Palace as well. Other than that, though, there's not really a huge difference here, as Andy is going to drop into the back of Escape.
So this is 3 nice checks to get out of the way, giving us a map to Swamp, a shield, and 20 rupees, so nothing we need at all. Yeah, Lin is, even though Andy had all these progression items a short while before Lin did, all Lin needs to make up all that time is just routing luck. If he's not looking around at some useless locations that Andy found himself in, and finds himself to the right one first, then he takes the lead. It's so hard to make calls early on in these matches. It's usually only in the last 20 minutes that you know who might be in the lead for the very end.
Yeah, it's way too early to start calling leads and such like that. Now Andy's going to make some of the checks that are kind of out of the way here. Lin, on the other hand, looks like he's gonna probably just skip the big key, the small key there in the pinball room, and he's just gonna come out the front door, it looks like. Alright, Desert Ledge not really having anything. Okay, just gonna get a quick save and quit there and then do this. Well, like with the Uncle entrance being right there on Bumper Ledge, like both of these runners are just using every advantage that they can to just kind of pop in and out here. So I've seen this, it feels like we've seen this one screen maybe 500 times already. And Andy goes ahead and finds Super Bunny Cave there, sitting outside of the checkerboard entrance here. We're gonna go all the way through because this is basically the end of his route anyway. So this is kind of a little bit of a lucky find here for him. Gonna grab 2 chests out of this as well.
Nothing at all.
Nope, but we're gonna get spit out somewhere else, and I think that might be the more interesting thing at the moment for both runner. As Lynn picks up red mail now.
That pretty red dress. Nothing wrong with it. And finding Meyer on Andy's side.
Okay, so we're gonna find Meyer, and then we're also gonna get to be able to check this center entrance on Death Mountain here, on East Death Mountain. See if this is anything interesting. That would be Checkerboard Cave with 50 rupees in it, so that is a save and quit right there. Man, I'm going through our locations right now, and I mean, we found... So what are we missing?
Like I said earlier, is that I'm banking on terrible one-off locations for some of our needed progression.
Yeah, I mean, like this is kind of bad at the moment. There's a couple of ones down here that we haven't run into yet. We haven't found Smiths. We haven't saved the Smiths yet, which we can do here in just a minute. Haven't checked Stumpy or Dig Game right now, but Andy
we did check Stumpy. Stumpy was useless. I do believe Stumpy was bombs.
And we did check Dig Game too. That's right. All right. Yeah. So much happens.
Dig Game gives us the shovel. Yeah, we haven't checked Dig's spot, I believe, but we have definitely checked Stumpy.
I know I saw Lynn dig up 3 bombs from the dig spot here as well. So Andy's gonna take 1 second here. He's gonna use his mirror. And he's gonna be able to check his this one race game entrance. If he wants, he could go ahead and pick up the half magic. Finds the big key, the big chest entrance into Turtle Rock there, as our Smiths just give us a whole pack of 3 bombs.
Brutal. Andy grabbing that half magic off of the race game today.
Yeah,
it's a good safety item to have.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It makes so many fights easier and faster there. I mean, Cold Stare, you never know what sort of equipment that you're going to get. There, if you've got a fire rod, half magic is going to be a much quicker way of getting rid of him.
K45 giving us the back of Desert Palace.
Okay. That is something that neither runner is going to be able to do yet because we don't have fire.
Yeah, Bombos unfortunately does not work for torches.
Oh man, you'd kind of hope that it would, but nope, that's just not going to be what you're going to get today here. As Lynn's going to come over here and going to have that decision whether or not he wants to go pick up the half magic. And yep, sure enough, there he goes.
Yeah, might as well. It just helps with planning for your resources appropriately.
Ooh, Lin throwing his bush there a little early, so he's going to end up mirroring one more time here to check the entrance there a little bit early. As Andy's going to go ahead and pick up the purple chest now. This is kind of the one item that anytime that I get mitts early that I start thinking, all right, game, what are you hiding in there?
And Lin heading back up to Village Valcasts as Andy is going to see his back of desert, which he can't do with the purple chest in tow.
Okay, so interesting move here by Lin. He's going to go ahead and check the back of escape here first. He's not going to get anything out of it, but then he'll probably end up starting from Link's house and just going ahead immediately down to where Gary is hiding. Now he's got to make sure not to save and quit before he picks up that lunchbox again.
Yes, that would be painful.
I mean, it does happen, and it is a bad feeling when you just kind of absentmindedly hit the button there a little bit too fast and have to go reacquire that darn purple chest here. So Andy's going to give us the look first here, and Lynn's going to do it probably about 5 seconds after him.
More bombs! This is the Smith chain of bombs today.
I mean, okay, game.
Lin. There we go. And laser eye entrance.
Well, if anybody's wondering who has the lead now, Andy's got about one screen on Lin.
Ooh. How will he ever recover?
Yeah, I mean there are a few keys and some other things involved as well, but yeah, we are right here, and I see here. Andy's not gonna bother to kill the pokey here. Lynn's not gonna either, but Lynn's also got 3 keys where Andy only has the single at the moment.
Oh, and very true, pointing out in chat that Lin does have an extra sword to help smack down anything that might get in his way. And well, there's our fire source.
All right, so that's a nice thing to have right now, as Lynn's gotta wait for these chomps to kind of play nice. You got red mail, just tank them.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it to the face.
And go ahead, picks up his lamp, and that's gonna kind of change a few things. I kind of wonder what Lynn's going to choose to do right now, because that opens up that unfortunately incredibly isolated Desert Palace big key right now for Lin. God knows when he's going to actually go back there, though. At the moment, I'm trying to think. That might be the only way that Lin knows to the top of Death Mountain. So it's not horribly isolated yet, but it's not in a good spot there. So Lin's gonna have to work his way back over there.
Good try. Let's go again. There we go.
Yeah,
very nice bomb setup for the flake flippers.
Yeah, that current jump there takes a little bit of quite a bit of timing to really do this. Now Andy's got everything for Desert Palace, so he's going to be able to see and collect basically all 5 chests here in the front of Desert. Ah, a mushroom.
Ooh, I love fetch quests, especially when they don't pay out.
I want to say that the potion shop is like right next to the uncle entrance right now, so that's actually not a terrible thing. We'll have to turn that in here sooner than later, but you know, that's not a terrible place for it.
Lin, dodging those arrows, does not want to touch what the catfish has to offer.
Now, here's something that might give Lin a little bit better of a advantage here. Is he's gonna have a few more bombs and arrows there to go for that big key sitting on the waterfall ledge.
Yeah, that gives him 4 attempts at it, so
Now,
he gets a chance.
Yeah, and I know from experience that Lin is able to pull off this trick here. So I'm thinking he'll be able to take care of that here in just a second.
First try, flawless.
Yep, gonna have a little bit of flashbacks on when Lin pulled that trick against me in our race there. As he gets the big key to Thieves Town right there.
Ooh, that's a nice find.
Yeah, that opens up one more chest in Logic in Thieves Town. That's gonna be a pretty good start there for Lin. Now we don't have the small key, and we don't have a hammer yet.
Yeah. So hopefully we see that hammer soon. Hopefully we see that small key. Give us a nice bit of advantage.
Alison pointing out something. Yes, in logic. Okay, yeah. if you completely ignore the fact that Lin completely broke the game to get those flippers, to get that.
I reject your flippers and substitute my own.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we are going to need those flippers at some point today, because Swamp Palace is a crystal there. Alright, Andy goes ahead and he finds Thieves down here, and at this point we are kind of going ahead and just basically kind of retracing the other guy's steps here. Lin's going to go through, he's going to go through Desert Palace, go into the center entrance here, be able to check Mimic Cave. And we're going to go into King's Tomb here, which we saw from Andy earlier here. Get a small key over to GT, which... Well, Andy has 3 of them right now, and it looks like Lin has 2 or 3 as well.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, Lin just found his 3rd, so now they're matched up on GT keys. The only key element missing here is GT itself.
Oh, and that is the left entrance to Hyrule Castle here. So this is going to be great for Lin, because he can just walk straight here. Now that he has the lamp, he doesn't have to deal with any sort of dark room shenanigans, anything like that. He's going to go directly to this, and Andy is experiencing some incredible indecision there as he's fake flippering. Indecision while fake flippering is not something you typically want, because if you do get pegged by anything, that's an automatic death.
Yeah, it's a nice safety feature to avoid soft locking, but unfortunately it messes up your routing pretty hard.
Hobo just having 20 rupees today, so nothing there as well as Lin picks up his big key to Desert Palace there. Now he's able to go ahead, and if he chooses, he can complete Desert Palace right now. We got a 50-50 chance of that being actually something that we want. Now, what is Andy going to do? Is he going to go to the island, or is he... Nope, he's going to the island. Okay, so... Gonna check the Ice Palace entrance here. This is a good one to check for sure. Finds the upgrade ferry. So he's gonna grab a few more bombs here, grab a few more arrows.
Yeah, it's not progression, but again, safety items. Safety items are great, especially in a tournament setting like this. You do not want to run out of items. Like Andy ran out of bombs earlier trying to do that fake flipper or splash deletion.
And the thing is right now is we don't know if that Thieves Town key is actually necessary. That could just be sitting there teasing you, make you think that you need to get this key when in fact you don't. It's not something that you're going to be wanting. Alright, looks like we're gonna get a mushroom turn in over here from Andy.
And Lin just getting repeatedly disappointed on Death Mountain.
I suppose Lin hasn't been over to this side yet here, so he's going to find this. It looks like that mushroom is useless there. That's only 20 rupees, so not even buying expensive stuff today, just the cheapest mushrooms you can grab.
Yep, this is staying true to what I was hoping for, which is fetch quests that lead nowhere.
Well, one thing that is kind of nice is that he's finding the the back entrance to Super Bunny Cave here, which is the one that you don't have to walk through a whole bunch of screen transitions to go get here. So grabs his stuff and he's gonna go onward from here, pretty much up to the Misery Mire entrance, and then that's it. Andy, on the other hand, he's gonna go and kill himself some Landmo.
This should be a pretty easy Lamo fight with bow in hand and a Master Sword to help along the way.
I mean, I think the biggest thing he's going to be using here is going to be Ice Rod. That Ice Rod will obliterate the Landmo in the same way a Fire Rod does. It's just a bit trickier to use is the biggest thing with it.
I completely forgot that they had the Ice Rod.
Well, we'll see how Andy does with it there. The timing with this one is not always the easiest thing to find, but I'm not exactly expecting Andy to have a whole lot of trouble.
He did.
He's quite good at this game. If you haven't realized, but we find out that that's just a pendant and not what we're looking for there, because that grabbed nothing.
Well, we do have knowledge of another one of our pendants. Only one more to find between Eastern, Tower of Hera, or Thieves Town. That is our raffle for... Oh wait, no, Eastern we already know is a crystal, so it's just Tower of Hera or Thieves Town.
So yeah, that big key that Lin grabbed, it still might not be anything of interest yet. I mean, it kind of depends on what is locked in. What is locked behind it at the moment, because we, as was pointed out to me, it is that big key's locked behind flippers, and well, we don't have flippers yet.
I too would love to see this final seed be a ped seed. I think that would be appropriate.
I mean, yeah, they can be interesting. I mean, if we're gonna, if it's gonna be a ped seed, you kind of want it to be a ped seed where neither runner knows that it's a ped seed, and they've just kind of got to figure it out there. Those are the slightly more interesting ones. Other than that, it's just for these guys. Finishing all of the dungeons is something that they're probably going to do anyway.
Yes, yeah. Most of these races, especially between these two, have led to pretty well full clears.
All right, so we're going to go with Andy up here to the pyramid, get our first look at what's over here. See a compass again. And we're going up to the top of the pyramid. We're going to mirror to Hyrule Castle and check out what these three entrances are, finally.
Yeah, with that Master Sword in hand, it is very nice to find these entrances and check all three at once.
We got the Spectacle Rock Connector up here with a key to Skull Woods. So there's, I want to say that would make Andy's third Skull Woods key, if I'm counting that right. Because I think he had, I want to say he had one in there, plus the one in the pinball room, plus, anyway. So Mothula is likely in Logic right now. I'm not 100% sure on that. We don't have Fire Rod to kill him in Logic, but something to kind of keep in mind. And
nothing else really paying out from these checks up top.
I'm a little surprised that Andy went, that Andy decided to, okay, so I guess he's going to go check the pod area first, and then not go to, instead of going through that Spec Rock connector. I don't think we've seen the end of it right now. Okay, and Lynn is down into the Dark World shopping mall area here. 3 more entrances that we have not seen.
And we're getting ourselves one check here in Chicken Hut.
Some nice silver arrows there for Lynn. So that's going to make Ganon pretty easy. It's also going to make Armos, Knights, and Vidi a piece of cake.
And there's Spiral Cave.
Oh, Spiral Cave in that spot. I mean, I assume Lynn's going back in there here pretty quick.
Yeah, just had to get that last check in the light world out of the way first.
I mean, it's in such a terrible spot. So yeah, you're gonna 100% go. Because coming back to it, it's terrible.
But going through this now, who knows, might be a connector to a good part of the world?
I mean, we haven't seen Floating Island yet. I've kind of got a sneaking suspicion we might end up there. But we also haven't seen the right entrance to Desert yet.
Hello!
That's what I was afraid of.
Useless. Completely useless.
Yeah,
God love this game.
Good old Spiral Cave. Well, that means that, let's see, which entrance is it going to be up to up to there, then I'm starting to wonder if that's going to be something like the dark, not dark, but the Death Mountain Descent connector or something like that. Just because there's a few things now. Andy is going to show us one more entrance here. This is going to spit him out on the little Turtle Rock nub, but he's going to be able to mirror and check this one entrance. We haven't seen this one yet.
Ooh,
yay.
Thrilling.
that one's a big yay. The other thing, I don't think we saw the full, what am I trying to say? The full Spectacle Rock connector yet. We checked the key. We got the key in it, but then Andy turned around. Oh, we both have. Okay, never mind. Alright, so Andy's taking the one key that he's got for here, and oh my god, of course that's where the hammer is.
Wow. Okay, this is the seat I signed up for.
So, a one key hammer pod. Now, this is one time where maybe having done that mimic clip for Lin is going to be a disadvantage, because you've only got one pod key, and you know that one pod key only opens up 2 checks for you, and you're gonna go like, well, no, I want to go do 17 other different things right now. Unfortunately, that one pod key is exactly where you need to go. And Lane picks up the key to Skull Woods, and it then is setting up for one of the trickier bomb jumps in the darn game. Pulls it off without a hitch there.
Yeah, no issues there at all. And there is our back of Skull Woods.
Oh,
entrance. Yay. So, I mean, you don't have to check it.
That's true. I mean, you don't have to check it. It's there. It's great, whatever. Yuck.
Yeah, it didn't say it was pretty.
Alright, so Andy's going to take this hammer. He's going to go ahead and check the hammer pegs entrance here. So we've unfortunately got to do this the slow way. So we've got about, good 15 seconds here of hammering down these pegs. And that is, Andy's face there says it all on finding Eastern Palace.
Gross.
Just
no big key, just having to dip. Dipping Eastern is rotten. So I agree with that face.
I mean, at this point though, what else do you do? I mean, what else can you really do? You're gonna find the hook shot in the first chest, and then you probably should just leave. But I mean, if you've gone this far, you're gonna go the rest of the way in here, and at least check. I mean, there is an argument that a friend of mine has made with me over Eastern Palace, where you come in, you check the first 2 chests, and then get out of here.
I mean, it could have the big key.
I mean, the other 2 chests are 100% in logic. You've got the lamp. The other one is always in logic. I think a part of his argument is if you don't have fire, then you shouldn't maybe go the rest of the way. Now Lin is going into a green pendant ice palace.
Yikes. That's a move.
Well, unfortunately, this is called, there was no reason to go back to pod with only one pod key. Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate. Now, maybe what happens here is Lin ends up finding, say, oh, I do love these bomb strats. I didn't get it this time. Almost. I mean, yeah, this is what I was thinking right there, is that if Lin grabs maybe, say, 2 or 3 more pod keys, like, say he pulls out 2 pod keys out of there, and there's something deeper into pod, this might actually really work really well for him, because if there's something deeper in pod, Andy might have to come into Ice Palace a little bit later and do this. Now, clearing Ice Palace today is not a huge deal. I mean, Lin's gonna miss 4 checks in here. He doesn't have the big key.
Oof. Taking a few smacks.
Let's see here. Is Lin gonna go ahead and... Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and do the bomb jump here. This is 100% unnecessary on his side. It's because he's got no way of completing the dungeon, but... That... Not a huge deal, really. It's not really a good way to route these 4 chests in Ice Palace if you don't have maybe 1 more key. Now, Lin's gonna have to be a little bit of a way to...
Flippers!
So...
Required Ice Palace dip.
Yeah. And Andy finds the dam up there on Dark Death Mountain. Went ahead and pulled Quake also out of the chest there.
And with Quake being required for both Turtle Rock and Mire Entrance, now Mire Entrance we know is nothing. It's not going to be an extra check for us, but Turtle Rock Entrance has not had us spit out from anywhere else.
Yeah, so Andy's probably going to give us that check really quickly here now that he's... I mean, there's not a better time to do this. The Thieves Town Big Key's now in Logic over on Lin's side here, so that is going to open up that one chest that I was talking about earlier. We're going to find out exactly what is hiding behind Turtle Rock today.
There's a few things it could be.
Well, we haven't found GT yet. I mean...
Yeah, or Agus Tower. Oh, and there's GT. You called it.
They're running out of places for it to be. That is an interesting GT location. Let me see here. Man. Alright, so Lin's making the right play here. Now, his extra key is going to help him quite a bit. And hi, Big Key Torch.
That big key could be a big deal.
That is quite nice here. Now, Lin's probably going to have a bit of a moment where here he picks up this hammer and gets kind of annoyed as we get a small key to Swamp Palace, which is a huge find for Andy there.
And he also got our first bottle of the game, so now Sick Kid is available to us.
And the big key to Turtle Rock as well. So that first Stalfos room here in GT has got the goods.
There is another small key to GT for Lynn.
Now, kind of interesting here, walking in here with 3 Skullwoods, 3 Ganon's Tower keys is kind of puts most everything here into logic outside of a handful of checks.
Yeah, and Lynn has all 4.
Lynn has all 4 as well, so yeah, that puts everything in here into logic here. Now Lynn picked up a Castle Tower key there and the powder out of the dark basement in Pod.
And a tempered sword. That is nice.
Right, and there's a chance that Andy doesn't get that depending on what order he does things from now on. Picks up a Castle Tower key there as well.
And nothing else in Pod for Lynn. But he got his hammer, and he got a tempered sword out of it, so that's a big bonus.
Now, if he can get his way up to the top of GT here, top of Turtle Rock, and find himself GT, things will be going fairly well for Lynn here as well, because Andy's got these things. He doesn't have the flippers yet, so even though he's got that Swamp Small, he can't go there yet. All right, we're gonna get a Landmo kill over here on Lynn's side, while Andy goes ahead and just destroys the ice armos. Gets a big key to Skull Woods, gets a big key to GT. So, what do you want to do with that?
Ooh. Let's go validation.
Ooh. I mean, you've got everything you kind of need, and yeah, it's going to be a save and quit, though. Let's see, I'm like looking through right now, I swear I saw Swamp Palace today, but I might be thinking of a different match. But we haven't found the back of Skull Woods yet. According to our trackers, we haven't found Swamp Palace yet. And it means there is a pretty good chance that we're going to be looking for those boots to open up some more locations, because we have access to everything else.
Oh, did Lynn find Swamp?
I swear he did, but I didn't see where it was.
Oh.
Alright, Andy having a little trouble getting into this whirlpool here. You gotta make sure you don't go too far up here. Alright, so now Lynn's going to get this nice, fun Eastern Palace decision that Andy got here not that long ago. As Andy is going to go ahead and start checking some of these other things, going to find that Spiral Cave entrance there and probably have the same thought of, oh god.
And we'll see how Lynn makes this decision, and if he actually knows on his own personal tracker he has Eastern Palace accidentally marked as having acquired the big key. Oh, he just unmarked it, never mind.
And since we're kind of in this point where both runners are checking things that the other have found here as Lin picks up his hook shot. Oh, wait, real fast before I start talking, we're going to get to see a spike cave check here from Andy. Doesn't have any sort of, well, it does have the cape here, never mind.
Yeah, he's good to get through it.
Yeah, I looked for the blue cane first, and then I saw the cape. So that means he's going to end up leaving Spiral Cave behind unless he goes ahead and works his way out of here. And it looks like that's what he's going to go ahead and do.
Well, with half magic and with the cape in hand, those extra hearts in the back give him enough to get through it.
It is always the best way to do Spike Cave when you have to walk your way out of it. But yeah, so he's going to go ahead and do Spiral Cave. And with that in mind here, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the final match between Andy and Linlinlin for the 2020 Crosskeys tournament. Both runners have gone through 4 months of play, an entire set of brackets to get here. It has been just an incredible tournament to watch, and I want to thank you for tuning in with us tonight here on Friday night. Hope everybody's feeling great, and I'm Dazed Cloud, and my co-commentator there, Belliberal. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, and thanks everyone for being here. This has been wonderful. I'm happy that so many people have been involved in this and watching this tournament from beginning to end. It's been beautiful.
And also big shout outs to both of our trackers today, Norinato and Jinxie Girl, for taking care of everything behind the scenes. This race is far from over. As you can see right now from our trackers there, neither runner has a single crystal completed yet.
Yep, it can change in an instant, but for now we're pretty much all hunting for the same thing, which is a number of things, in fact. Lin does have one check that's open to him that Andy doesn't, which is Magic Bat. And Andy has Sick Kid open to him.
Yeah, I'm just going through my little cheat sheet here of things that we've seen and things that we haven't seen. Looks like Lin's making his way over to get what's sitting at in GT real fast. I mean, things are going to change here in a minute. Like, once this seed breaks open, it's going to break open extremely fast as Andy finds yet another compass.
Are there more compasses in the game than there are dungeons?
Today it feels like it. Oh my god.
Yes. We are getting compass dupes, folks.
Well, alright, so Lin's gonna crack this sucker open here. He's gonna go down, he's gonna find the dam sitting there in Hookshot Cave. Gonna grab his thing here as we get the last bit of knowledge here that Thieves Town is our final pendant today. So,
ooh,
that is gonna mean we don't have to go get. Andy doesn't have to go and get that big key off of the waterfall.
Unless that big key chest does have something.
I mean, at this point, you never know. As Andy opens up that Skullwood's big chest and just grabs a whole flat lot of nothing.
Quake was right there in the dam.
Yeah, Quake was as convenient of a location as you could possibly get here. Now, here's the big question for Lin. You're going to have all 4 keys entering GT here. You're going to get the big key as soon as you kill Ice Armos. Andy didn't climb. Are you going to? I mean, I don't think if I'm Lin, I climb, because you would have just opened up Swamp Palace and a whole bunch of other things to do. Now, Andy, on the other hand, he hasn't gone into Ice Palace yet, so he doesn't have flippers. there's some options here. I'm hearing Goomba say he would 100% climb, and I would kind of, I would say it's a perfectly good play. I mean, he's got a very good point about this is a terrible location for GT to be. It's not easy to get back to.
Yeah, it's not convenient for anyone, which, honestly, I'm here for.
Oh, it looks like Andy is going to dip Caneless Misery Mire here.
Yuck.
Yeah, this is going to give some time back to time to Lin here for sure. Unless, well, I say that unless this game wants to be just incredibly stupid and just put the cane in here, which it has been known to do at times.
Oh yes, that would be rotten and not unexpected.
I mean, I don't know. Andy making this decision, it's a tough decision to make. Like, you can go into here knowing that you have to, that you're trying to avoid going into Ice Palace. Now, unfortunately, Ice Palace is really where you need to go because it has something that you really need as we pick up his 4th Turtle Rock key out of the Firelock chests here in Misery Mire. As we give a quick thank you to our raiders there coming over from ZeldaSpeedRuns 2. Welcome one and all here. This is the final match between Andy and Linlinlin of the 2020 Crosskeys tournament. All right, as this cutscene is finally ending over here on Andy's side, we're gonna get his last check here before having to move back to the other side. Gets 20 rupees out of it, and Lin is about to get the 2 big keys that are hiding behind Ice Armos.
Yes. Lin.
All right.
Good try.
Yeah, that was called a little bit of the old. I want to say that was a little bit of the old muscle memory there.
Yep. Maybe not willing to check if he has the big key on hand, and didn't want to pull what Andy did in an earlier match between them, which was forget that he had a big key.
Alright, these silver arrows are taking down Ice Armos as fast as you possibly can, pretty much. Ooh, Andy's gonna have to do this room again, unfortunately. That is a bad time to do that. It's got a nice little penalty walk here.
Oof.
And grabs just a bottle out of it here. So we're going to continue through here. Lin's going to pick up the 20 rupees out of here, mirrors, and is gone.
And there is our Burna. And a big key to Swamp in...
Ooh. Sorry, it's that time of the seed where you start seeing big keys, you get excited for a minute, and then you just kind of go, oh, never mind.
Yeah,
and
we still have Terra big to find and Eastern Palace big to find.
And we get a book.
Ped check.
Is Lin doing the same thing? Lin is also going to go into Caneless Misery Mire. So here we go. I'm a little surprised with this. Maybe I'm wrong about Lin getting in there. Seeing Swamp Palace.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see this kind of play out, and the fact that I completely forgot that there was that big key on the GT torch. So that's a 50-50 whether it's the big key we need or the one we do not. And Andy running through a connector as Lin is still making his way through Mire. Back into Village of Outcasts for Andy. We'll see where he is going with this.
And this seed has been all sorts of fun. I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time that I've seen a seed between that have had either of these two runners where neither has finished a crystal by over an hour and 35-ish minutes in. I mean, this is kind of crazy here.
Yes, this has been interesting. It looked like it would be almost a jet seed with the pace we were getting items early on, and as Crosskeys is known to do, we've kind of hit a wall.
I mean, that is the thing that always will kind of happen to me with Crosskeys is I kind of have, I don't know if you call it a superstition or what here, where if you get a bunch of items early, it almost opens up too much. And the moment that it opens up too much, you've just kind of got to, you're just flailing for the next 45 minutes until you eventually stumble upon the right thing.
Yes, I have to give big props to our seed roller, Norinato, today, because she has rolled some glorious seeds for this tournament, and especially ending off these last two matches now with wonderfully entertaining seeds that are brutal enough for runners to shake their heads.
Now, Andy is just going to go ahead and we're going to get a Bombos tablet check here with this book and see if this is anything of interest. That is just 3 bombs, so sorry, bud.
Tape?
Yeah.
Do the ped check. Do the ped check, Andy. I dare you.
I mean, to be honest, if he does the ped check, that would, and it turns out to actually be something, that would be a pretty good thing for him. Because that would just force him directly into Ice Palace, which would get him his flippers, and then from there he could go into, he'd get his Thieves Town big and everything would be great. All right, Lin is gonna, I want to say that this was Mimic? No? Oh, Sick Kid, right.
Yes. Nothing useful, but Sick Kid has been healed.
Okay, so now we're into Hookshot Cave. We're going to finally get to see what are the items in here. We're going to start off with just the 3, just a blue goo, another key to pod.
Our red boomerang, so now we have both, and nothing else.
Alright, now Lin is going back down here is gonna come and probably check. I'm guessing this one is Mimic Cave, right? I gotten my entrances there mixed up. Andy's gonna be able to get Tempered Sword and Powder out of this. Or he's going to be pulling the Andy special and these safe scumming keys. That this is also another option that he likes to do here in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, without a full loadout of keys, it's something just safe scumming to see how much he can pull out of this, how much knowledge and how many items. Well, Lynn is taking our first dip into Swamp.
Now, to be honest, this might be where Lynn starts to pull away, as that's the small key over to, that's a small key to Thieves Town right there.
Yep. And Lynn still does not have the knowledge that Thieves Town is a pendant, but he has the ability to clear it now, including Big Chest.
Yeah, no, I'm expecting Lynn to grab all of the 10 items in here and just grab all of the goodies. If something's going to be in here, I mean, whether it's Fire Rod or Red Cane or Boots, or if the game wants to be very, very kind, it will put all 3. But something in here is going to lead us to the rest of the seed.
Yes, most definitely. There is always something in Swamp, especially Left Side Swamp. Left Side Swamp is usually something that, as much as you hate doing it, it's probably going to lead you somewhere.
And it's kind of interesting. Now, I'm seeing that the Andy picking up that GT key, his 4th GT key, out of the, I want to say that the compass chest or map chest, whatever that one is there. I forget which one it is, but that one is locked behind 4 keys, 4 pod keys. Neither of our runner have anything resembling 4 pod keys, and I wonder if that's why they didn't do the climb.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that they're paying at least enough attention to the key logic here to be aware that the seed is not pointing them there right now. There are other checks that they can do that are in logic.
Now, the thing with that is the 4 GT keys, that only unlocks the Moldorm 2 chest, the so-called validation chest, right? And the other 3 chests in front of that are open with 3 keys. Like the first 2 are open just from the word go, which is a terrible, terrible thing if you get a seed that requires you to get those. All right, left side swamp, nothing so far. Magic bat on the other side. Big key to Eastern for Linlinlin.
There we go.
On that, so there is going to be at least that'll be dungeon number 2 done after he finishes this.
So Big Key on Torch is for Tower of Hera.
Or Ice Palace, maybe.
Oh! I just realized we didn't have the Ice Palace Big Key. Oops. I've been saying it's 50-50 for the past 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, we still got to find boots before anything like that there, so... yeah, no, I mean, well... The one thing is if that is the Ice Palace Big Key, that's a way that you could even up this game incredibly fast, is if you stick something in that Ice Palace Big Chest. Alright, Andy taking the time to do the coffee break here in Tower of Hera. I mean, if you got the small key, you don't want to leave it behind, that's for sure. I think Lynn a little unhappy with his bomb placement here.
Yeah. There we go. Fire rod. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. This is good.
Yeah, Lin
He's
is
getting those up.
Yeah, he's starting to get everything he needs here. This is going to be this is a big deal for him.
Need to see it here now is that last Cade.
All right, and what's even better here is he just picked up another key to Pod, so that's going to give him the ability to finish Pod right now. I mean, not in logic, but he'll be able to do that.
And there are our boots. Those boots for Andy are gonna... If he doesn't check Swamp first, it might lead him astray a bit, getting a key to a dungeon that he doesn't really need.
Well,
but if it's the Ice Palace big, it will lead him to Ice Palace to get those flippers.
It has to be the Ice Palace big. Because the boots are behind the Tower of Hera big key right now.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Gold Sword though there on on our friend Moldorm, as both runners here at the hour and 44 mark pick up crystal number 1.
We have not seen the back of Thieves Town yet, so we haven't seen what's in the big chest at this point, but Lin does have the ability to check that, even though it is a pendant. Not that he knows it. He doesn't have that information yet. But he has other dungeons he can clear in the meantime.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I kind of made a big deal out of an hour and 44 minutes first crystal, but like Crosskeys is the type of game that the moment you kind of hit everything, it does not take a whole lot of time to finish it typically. It looks like, we're still quite a bit of ways here. If Lin pulls out, say, the Cane of Samaria over here on Helmasaur, I think he's done.
Yep, that could be it's the end of the progression that he needs to get through this.
Yeah, I'm looking through. Yeah, I'm looking through. I'm like, what else could he possibly need at that point? Like, I think Cane is go mode for Lin. Well, Andy is going to climb this tower here, so it's time to see exactly what we're hiding up here.
That cane gives him... if the climb gives him the cane, then that could be bad news for Lin.
I mean, Lin's gonna run out of things to do. The biggest thing is if there's Cane up here, okay, that's fantastic. But Andy still needs to go to Ice Palace. He's just absolutely refusing to go to Ice Palace right now.
Yeah, and he absolutely needs to. We know the flippers are in there. We do not know what else is in. We don't know what's in that big chest.
All right, and that is the other 5/6 crystal for Linlinlin. That's going to open up the Pyramid Fairy entrance as well. So, both runners, we still haven't found the back of Skull Woods yet.
Yeah,
so,
that's our remaining dungeon that's required that we need to find. Aga Tower still slipping away from us. We don't know where that is as of yet.
And nobody likes Aga Tower. Nobody wants to do it. As Lin picks up the map to Thieves Town, which, if he checks it before he goes in there, unfortunately, it looks like he's going in there. He will find out that it's a crystal, and maybe not what he wants to be doing at the moment, but not gonna happen, it looks like.
Nope, he's running on in.
Did I say pendant? I meant crystal. He'd know that. Wait, this is a pendant here. I don't know. Lin is gonna come back here, and if this has red cane, then he doesn't care that it's a pendant at that point. He'll just be happy. As moment of truth time here up for Andy as he gets a mirror shield and a bug net.
Ooh. Still.
Right.
Flute? Okay.
That's nothing, actually, at this point.
That's not required.
Yeah, that's a nothing for him.
And it's so late in the seed, it doesn't really help with routing anything, really.
And then bombs at the top. So yeah, there was nothing there for Andy. Gets all the way to the top.
So here is his Ice Palace big key. Yep.
Alright, well that should push him over to Ice Palace. I mean, he doesn't have anything else to do, pretty much. So activates his spin speed and starts hurrying over there.
I have to admit that I actually love this MSU that Lin is using.
I feel like I should be dancing the polka right now, honestly.
I know! I'm like, bopping.
Big shout outs to Lin's 17 hearts right now.
Yep. Again, arbitrary, but anytime somebody asks me who is in the lead, well, the correct answer is always chat, but the next best answer is who has the most hearts.
Alright, we're gonna get a small key to pod out of the Thieves Town big chest there, so it puts starting to get closer to actually putting Helmasaur and Harmless Hellway and the pod big chest into logic. No, not big chest, big key chest into logic.
Yes. But four was that magic number that we needed, correct?
Well, 4 is the magic number to get the to put the GT basically the GT climb fully into logic.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's at this point it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, we know that there's nothing up the climb.
Right. As Lin goes ahead and picks up a piece of heart here from Blind, is going to get his second pendant of the day here. Andy is going to basically clear out all of Ice Palace here. So if we throw Red Cane here into Ice Palace, everything is going to be kind of interesting. Andy having a bit of trouble there with his hover. Got it on, I want to say, the first attempt. Okay, Lin is going to go ahead and check everything else. Here, finds the upgrade fairy and is just not going to have any interest in this. You can see that both renders have at some point looked at the clock and realized who they're playing against. So you can see there's a little bit of additional urgency to like their quick swaps and everything else right now.
Yep. Going on 2 hours in, they're nervous. They're waiting to see a dot done at this point. They're worried.
it's a little bit of everything here. As we get a small key to ice, so unless there's something in the big chest here of Ice Palace, there, Lin's got nothing to or on our friend Cold Stare down there, Lin's got nothing to worry about. But yeah, I mean, both runners are aware of this type of seed that they're playing. As Andy picks up his flippers there.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be excited to see it, but I'm not sure if he's really feeling it right now because of how late it is into the seed that he's gotten to them.
I mean, in his head, he's going, if Lin came in here earlier, then that's pretty bad.
Yep. Especially with the number of items Andy still has yet to find that are in Swamp. Once he gets himself into Swamp, he's going to start seeing those items and feel that pressure of, if I was the last one to check ice, I'm the last one into Swamp getting these items.
I'm kind of sitting here wondering exactly what Lin is doing right now. I don't know if Lin is looking for the last, looking for Skull Woods right now.
Yeah, because Lin, you are aware you can go into Eastern. You can do Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised, just because like because he can complete Eastern. He not current jump. He can hover Harapot without any problem as well. I mean, he's clearing off a few things. I mean, this is going to tell him pretty much that boots are required. He's going to go ahead and prioritize the entrances here, it looks like, over finishing off the one or two dungeons that he can do here. As Cold Stare goes down, and this could be big for Andy, as he's going to find it's just a piece of heart, but that does give him his green pendant.
Yes, green pendant is another check. It's another possibility for that cane.
Alright, we get simultaneous save and quits here.
Oh, Lin finally getting his opportunity to clear out Hookshot Cave. He's not going to see anything he likes, but good to get it out of the way. Words are hard, and that was a big word. I don't blame Dazed at all.
I shouldn't be using big words. It's too early for big words. Okay, yes. So Lin has gone ahead and he did his hookshot checks there. Didn't get anything, and unfortunately, Ice Palace is not having anything either. So that's not going to help Andy there. But he does get his flippers. So if he rushes Swamp Palace, which according to our tracker, he doesn't know where it is yet.
Oh no. Andy. And he's activating his flute. He's taking the time. Take a moment.
Bad thing though. Like, the flute is going to push him down to the desert area. I would think, maybe. As Lin ends up in a box of his own emotions again. Messed up the timing there on the bomb, so yeah, he's gonna have to sit here and kill things. At least today he's got a sword.
Yes, today he has a sword and 17 hearts and red mail. He's okay, he won't die this time. Also, Tower of Hera being the Steel Samurai theme is beautiful.
All right, so Andy's going to give us these couple of booch checks that we haven't seen yet. And there you go. Okay, so King's Tomb today has got the back of Skull Woods.
Giving us another small key to pod. But having found it is very important for us.
Yeah, that's the kind of the fun thing for here for Crosskeys is that technically, yes, you're going to need all of your pod keys to complete the dungeon, but in fact, you don't actually need them. Now,
they'll be given to you, but you don't need them all.
And that was what I was about to say there. Yeah, as chat basically took the words out of my mouth was, nobody has done Harmless Hellway yet. And if the game wants to be really mean, that's a place that you can stick that cane.
Oh, that is a yikes. And that is a small key to Mire.
Alright,
and simultaneous crystal pickups from our runners.
Alright, and that's going to give Lynn crystal number 3 there. And that's crystal number 2 over on Andy's side. Alright, we're off to Skull Woods over here for Lynn. He's going to go over to King's Tomb, open up this. He'll have I won't say an easier fight, but it'll be easier for him to get to Moldorm because he's actually got the fire rod, so the mummy room here just is not going to take any time at all for him.
And that half magic on hand is meaning you spare no expense with getting those fire rod shots off.
Oh, true. Alright, Lynn taking the extra second just to be sure that he doesn't get 1.0'd and pulled out of the and pulled out of drop it down to Mothula here. Everybody say goodbye to Mothula pretty quick here. Gold
Bye-bye,
Sword Mothula. Yeah, Gold Sword Mothula, he's going to be there pretty quick. Alright, so we have all of the dungeon knowledge we need. We are, at the moment, only looking for Arcana Samaria.
And Lynn will be picking up his 6th. Would that be his final pod key? I think.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, geez. Well, in that case, if that is his final pod key, then that might point him back to the Hellway.
I mean, it's one of like 17 other choices that he has at the moment here. We're gonna, I think first is got to be Eastern, probably, or no, we're gonna go get the other couple of chests out of Skull Woods first.
Ooh, pet check. While we're in the area.
I mean, yeah, that's an option for sure. Lynn's got to drop down one of these holes here. The one below him would have been better, but this one will work.
Yeah. There's a bit of indecision on it.
I mean, the nice thing for Lin here is that if he does end up checking Ped, he'll be able to find out, he'll be able to find out because if that's where your red cane is, well, you're done with the seed.
Yep. I mean, he would still need to go fight Cold Stare. And he is going in to do the check.
No, he's not. He's just mirroring away to come down to the portal from the north here.
Brutal.
I mean, to be honest, at this point, if it's Ped, there's a chance that I mean, it's hard to say exactly. If it's Ped, that's going to be pretty far down on this list here. Like right now, he's going to just prioritize getting Eastern done, and then he's got a choice.
Andy is now going to get his disappointment big key for
now
Thieves Town.
He could just flat out blind pull Ped. I could see that happening. That got a wow from Andy right there, so...
Yep. They were in the race room. They knew who rolled this.
All right, so Eastern Palace big chest there, not having anything. So we're gonna go directly back to Armos Knights, see if they've got our Samaria.
Yep. This will be Lin's 5th crystal of the match. While Andy is still only has 3 of his crystals collected, but he is working on his final pendant and will likely pull Ped once he goes back for that Skullwoods big chest.
I'm trying to decide exactly what is he gonna be doing after this, just because it's really hard to say. Like losing Swamp, I kind of think the way he has here is we get the final big key of the game to the Tower of Hera. Oh god.
Ugh. Hera. Big chest.
Yeah.
Hoo. That opens up yet another possibility for Arcane.
Well, Nori, you did it again.
I love Nori. Nori is my favorite. She should roll every seed for next year's tournament.
Alright, so Lin is over here. Gonna pop back in to the right side of TR here. It's not gonna find anything. We've seen this already.
But a total jam of a soundtrack for it. And the quick save and quit, getting out of there immediately.
Alright, so let's go check that Tower of Hera big chest right now. We just got that key off the Armos Knights, so time to hop on up there again one more time and do this. Sets up the spin speed, gotta get the just right there, gets it
Perfect.
very quickly.
Yeah, I think that was the fastest spin speed Harapot I have seen this tournament. Or at all, actually. Well, really, at all. And no. The answer to that question is a big fat no.
Well, all right. I think Andy is going to give us that. Is he going to pull it, or is he just going to read it? That's the question here.
Pull it, pull it, pull it.
All right, so here we go. Gonna pull the ped here.
Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Cane, 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 cane. It is! It's
There
ped!
it is.
Oh!
Cane on ped. We've got a ped seed for the final game of the Crosskeys tournament here.
The dream! The meme is no longer the dream.
All right, so that is no mode for us right now. Andy will be in go mode in just a minute if he keeps going to the left. But instead, he's going to probably check the front of TR because we haven't seen that yet. There's one item he can get over here.
Yeah, Andy still
Lin
needs to
on
find
the other
Swamp.
side is gonna climb the tower.
No!
This
Lin!
is gonna get crazy still.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going through this, guys. We are going through this.
Okay. I mean, see, here's the thing. I wouldn't say Andy, like, I'm seeing arguments in chat over who's in the lead right now. You still got to give it to Lin, just because he knows where Swamp is. Now, Andy will have to full clear Swamp in order to be able to start clearing half of the dungeons that Lin's already cleared. So, I mean, Lin is giving Andy time back. That is 100% the case here. But it's still not that much. I mean, climbing... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, yeah, and whatever dungeon Andy decides to go into first, if he finds Swamp in a reasonable amount of time and manages to clear that first, then he can go mode everything else. But that's still not a huge time recovery with the dungeons he has left.
But the other thing is, right now, Andy is going to go back and finish off Misery Mire. Now, this is only going to be 2 chests, but it's 2 chests that, you know, to be honest, he doesn't need to do. So this is, you know, unfortunately not ideal. This is the biggest problem with Andy right now, is he doesn't know where Swamp is.
Yeah, and the lack of a fire rod going through this now is a bit more of a nuisance for him.
Although I will say that was a very nice Mire 2 there with just the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Now, interesting over on Lin's side, he switched off his silvers there for the Wizrobe rooms there, because silvers introduce lag into the game, and it makes it harder to finish those rooms. He'll just have to switch on his silvers again before he, I don't know, kills Viddy or Ganon at this point. Alright, so this is going to give Andy crystal number 4 here. Now, having to do left side swamp is gonna really cost him time when he finds it there. As Lin picks up his flute, he's gonna get his last item over here. Immediately leave because there's no reason to still be on this tower.
Alright, dipping out. Let's go, Lin. Where are you going? You're going to get your big key?
Alright, this is actually pretty much as good of a thing as possible for Lin here, because that's going to send him back to Ice Palace for sure. He's going to go make his last couple of checks in there.
Yep.
And then he'll only have Misery Mire and Turtle Rock to finish. And finishing Turtle Rock in Crosskeys is about a 30-second process.
Yes.
Alright. He's mirroring into Ice Palace. This is pretty much Lin's last location. I've got nothing else on my list that he could possibly be doing.
Yes.
The one thing I don't have circled right now on my list is C-Shape House, but I imagine we saw that at some point and I just blanked it.
Have we seen C-shaped house? Might be
Even-
behind the pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, at this point, it does not matter in the slightest. Andy
is where he needs to be.
Oh, Andy is going to the right side of GT right now, so we're probably going to get to see a
Yikes.
tile room play here on top of everything else.
Right side GT without the fire rod. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, see, it all comes down to he doesn't know where Swamp is. Like it's that's pretty much what it comes down to. Ooh, very nice dash there from Lin. That Ice Palace spike room there. There is there is basically one line there that if you get it, you can dash right through all of the spikes, and it looks real pretty. And yeah, he had no problem getting that done.
Yes, that was beautiful. Oh, almost. There we go. And now, racking the brain. Andy is racking his brain. This is the tile room of reflection and frustration.
Ooh, that, it was a little scary there. He almost looked like he was almost going to get caught by the wall master there at the worst possible time. Now he's going to have to set up this room, which isn't the easiest thing in the world. Just pull out his bombos, kill everything in here.
Yep.
And he's gonna have to, so he's gonna be going down here to go and set up his bomb jump to get across. Or what am I talking? Andy bomb jumping.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding?
Bomb jumping with boots. Yes, like that's going to ever happen. Ooh. Couple of tries lighting that first torch. There we go. And last one down here in the corner. Perfect. In you go.
Ooh, okay. Missing that block through. We're gonna get the second one here. We'll get to see what's back here. Unfortunately, nothing back here is gonna help him.
Into cold stare goes Linlinlin. This is setting up for that pull to get him his king.
I'm sorry, I just saw the Hyrule Castle small key. So hey, congratulations, our ice rod is in logic now.
to go. That's gross.
All right, so Lynn's gonna go ahead. He's got his green pendant. That's all of his pendants right now. Now it's his choice. Are you gonna check Sasharala first, or are you gonna check Ped first?
Go to Ped. Go to Ped. So I just want to say that this seed, this finale, has been absolutely perfect, and I give this as a gift to my sister who's watching this right now for her birthday.
Happy birthday to your sister. All right, now Lynn, okay, Lynn's gonna go check the 2 chests in pod that we haven't seen yet. I mean, there is it really just kind of comes down to I mean, it really just kind of comes down to when Lynn goes over to goes over and gets that pulls his ped here.
Yep. Happy birthday, Jay Coper, as well.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Jay Coper. Well done there. All right, so we just went and saw exactly what was hiding on Sasha. Oh, Lynn just saw it. We saw it earlier. And at this point, we're gonna go to Sank. And I think it's a short dash up to activate our flute.
Ah, beautiful. Alright, so now we have both flutes activated. Both of them were... Well, when did Andy get his? He got his, I think, a little bit before the 2-hour mark. Or maybe just at the 2-hour mark?
Okay,
Lid, go to Ped! Lid!
I'm guessing Lynn has... Lynn feels like he's missed one... I mean, this might be the C-shape house. This might be literally Lynn going, it's gotta be C-shape or something here. Andy is rechecking entrances right now, so he's just completely lost, unfortunately. I mean, Crosskeys is stressful enough just on a regular one here.
Yep.
When you're doing it in a winner-take-all scenario like this, it's rough. All right, so we're gonna get to see what's behind the pyramid here. Guess is C-shape, or it's either C-shape or something completely useless. Oh, that's another option.
Lynn is going to be doing both checks in here.
That would explain why Lynn...
a bit more time.
That would explain why Lynn was still looking. Andy taking a nice long look at his map here, choosing to go to number 4.
Lynn, you need to understand that this is a finale, and it wouldn't be a finale without it being a gosh darn ped seed.
Where is Lin going right now? We're gonna go check
Spike
Spike
Cave.
Cave now.
Lin is dodging Ped as long as he possibly can.
I mean, this is one time where you have to bring up. Hey, what's Linlinlin's team name for the league? He has to live up to the team name.
Oh, I do not know what the team name is. Care to enlighten me?
Oh, okay, yeah, he's a part of the Last Locationers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is a team that many people are picking to do very good in the league because they are 3 runners who are unbelievably good. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Booba.
Aww.
And yeah, so I mean, to be honest, all of those guys there in the invitational area of the league this year are just unbelievably good. So
Right, there is small key to Misery Mire.
Yeah, Lin, you gotta go to Ped, man. You've got nothing else.
Go to Ped. Do it. Ah! I'm running out of wine. You need to finish this, Lin.
Well, we're gonna get. He is gonna fully last location this right now. Now, the biggest question at this point, because Andy is lost right now, so Andy does not know where his final dungeon is, and that unfortunate. So this game is Lin's to win. Eventually, he's gonna get there. Yeah, Andy right now is just rechecking everything, and unfortunately, he just started on the completely opposite end of the world here.
Oh, yikes. This is a big yikes.
And now Lin is staring and trying to figure out what he should be doing. Goes to 3, and this should be it.
Oh, thank God. Go, Lin, go.
I think this interview is just going to be both of the runners screaming.
Yes. Yep. This is fitting. This really is fitting. This shows everything that can go right and very, very wrong in a seed.
All right, so Lin finally at 2 hours, 25 minutes, and we're
25 seconds.
Yeah, something like that, is finally into go mode here. All right, now the rest of this seed will take approximately maybe 7 minutes, so strap in. It's going to be over pretty quick.
Yep. But this is a 2.5 hour seed. This is a good long seed for this finale, and this is all I wanted. I wanted it to be gross and long, and you know, up to total chance by the end of it of who was going to win.
I mean, kudos to both of the runners for making it this far. I mean, Andy won the winner's bracket. He didn't drop a a full match the entire time here. So he entered here with a 1-0 lead. Lin was just able to kind of come back and even it up there and force this into a pivotal final game here, and that is kind of where we are. Alright, Trinex is gonna get one spring out there, but not really anything of interest there.
Yep. Alright, Andy, you gotta go down. You gotta go down, down, down to get to Agina.
Well, he is on his way now. Back into Kakariko. There's just a lot of trying to figure out exactly what to do. There's your floating island entrance.
Wow!
Today.
Found 100%.
That would be why this was so hard. That one was so hard to find. And man, so we are into Misery Mire right now. Lynn's gonna just sprint directly to Cold Stare, take him out in no time. Beautiful Mire too there from
Vitreous.
Lynn.
Right?
Vitreous, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I was like, 1 second. my brain kind of gave up at the same time yours did, and I was like, wait. Cold Stare?
I'm just gonna say right now, there's too many bosses in Zelda's series that figure eyeballs.
Yeah. Eyeballs is a weird thing about Zelda. And Andy's back up on the mountain. Oh. Ouchie, ouchie. Aw, thanks for the gift sub, Nori, for getting Days Cloud back into the sub club again.
I was just gonna say thank you to her off screen there, but all right, thank you, Nori. All right, Lynn is almost on his way, all the way back to Vitreous there. Unfortunately, grabs Bunny Beam. And into Vitreous we're going to go, and this is not going to be taking a whole lot of time.
And hello to our raiders from ZeldaSpeedRuns 3. You guys are just in time to see the conclusion of this wonderful grand finals decider match between Andy and Linlinlin for our Link to the Past Crosskeys tournament.
And Lynn pulls crystal number 7 there. As you can see, if you're just joining us there, that's all of the dungeons completed outside of Aga Tower and Ganon. We had a red cane on Ped today. So we are off finally now to go and kill our pig. He is hiding in the Lost Woods, I believe. Alright, and in he drops finally with the gold sword, red mail, 19 hearts, and silver arrows. Lynn probably is not going to have too much trouble with this.
No trouble at all, I see.
Alright, Andy finally finding Swamp Palace. I think it's safe to say it's a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And he knows
rough.
it too. You can see it. You can see it in his screen there. Lynn's already to hookshotting Ganon. Setting him up though, gonna get a double probably out of this, and that'll set him up for the final shot. And
There we go.
There you go. Everybody get your GGs into chat for Linlinlin. All he's got to do is cross this bridge, and he will be the champion of the 2020 Crosskeys tournament there. Go ahead, get your GGs in there for Linlinlin.
GGs. Oh my goodness. What a wild match. And Andy, seeing that dot done, looks like he is going to be calling it himself now. Here we go.
Yeah. That's an amazing match there from both of these guys. You get your final game of the tournament there, and we're going to throw something in on Ped. We are now joined in the commentary booth by both runners there, Linlinlin and Andy. GG's to you both.
GG's.
GG's, Andy.
I'm pretty upset, to be honest. I guess I never went into Agina's cave, or I forgot to write it down or something, but I just found Swamp when you finished.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yikes. That was one heck of a seed. Oh my goodness.
I mean, the way that started off with all of those items there kind of opened up the entire world for you guys there. Any early routing decisions you were trying to make, or?
It feels so long ago now.
It's just, is this just relief that it's over at this point?
Kinda. That was very stressful. I wasn't playing my best. Like, I should have just gone to the pedestal after Ice Palace, but I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, you were avoiding that like the plague. You were last locationing that for sure. And I have to say that a Ped seed for the grand finals is probably the most fitting way to end this.
Yeah, well done to you both here. I mean, after 4 months of getting through basically all of this to even get this far, just a testament to how well both of you play there. And going to the final game, it's definitely massive congratulations to you both.
Thanks. That's kind of a revenge from last year, because I was eliminated in 2 rounds. And then I guess I'm champion now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, Lynn, you were my pick to win it, so I'm glad that I look smart. Thank you.
It was a big show, and this seed itself was, we couldn't call it. It wasn't until Andy, you lost the location. That was the only thing, and even then, it was still, you had a lot of time to hopefully find it, but your routing, just rechecking entrances, was you picked the wrong way to go, but you never would have known.
I'm trying to find out if I skipped it, or if I just never wrote it down when I went in. Because I have no idea.
to be fair, I think I never saw you go in there. I think I remember seeing Lynn go in there at one point, and I don't remember seeing you go in.
I must have just told myself I was gonna do it. Oh, maybe Checkerboard Cave was a connector and it took me somewhere, and so I didn't do it.
Yeah, Checkerboard Cave was a connector. Yeah, you were in the area there. Checkerboard Cave ended up pulling you away, and then you just kind of never got back to it there until the end.
Yeah.
Crosskeys is evil that way. You get the one connector right before something else, it pulls you away. That actually almost happened to Lynn in the early game there. He went through Hookshot Cave and didn't go down to, the flute spot number 5. So he didn't get glove till I'd say probably almost 20 minutes after you did.
I just didn't want to go there for going through Hookshot Cave, and then I just didn't want to do that, and then I just last locationed it.
I mean,
Yeah, I figured Hookshot Cave being in Eastern sucks, but it's actually like useful, so I'd go back eventually. And so I was like, we'll just leave this for now. If I last location this connector is whatever. And then I got a glove, then found Death Mountain, got a second glove like instantly afterwards because of old man save and quit being stupid.
I forgot to check an entrance on Death Mountain. Like I wasn't playing like I usually do. That was very, very stressed. I was really like I mean, it's the finals, right? It was the final. And then I knew I forgot an entrance, and then when I got the lamp in TR, I was like, okay, I'm in logic. That's fine. That's probably nothing. But it took me a while.
Yeah, at one point it was like either go into ice without a big key or do upstairs GT or I guess sequence break Hera.
Right.
And then it was just really weird, and I ended up doing top of GT for nothing. And then the flute was nice, but and then I found flippers and ice, and I was like, okay, well that means that the Zora Ledge big key like has to be Hera to get the boots. And then it wasn't. And then I was like, all right, Swamp is probably locked behind the boots because I guess I skipped the entrance. And then I was like, all right, well, it's not locked behind the boots, so it's locked behind the fire rod, I guess. And then when I was like struggling to figure out what entrance I skipped, I bomb jumped across Spec Rock Cave and spit me out of Skullwood. So I'm just like, oh god, I don't know what I missed. And I ended up going through like all of Death Mountain again, and then randomly just decided to check Agena Cave. And it was there. I'm guessing both things were in there. I was still missing Fire Rod and Eastern Big.
Yes, they are both there.
Nice. Wonderful.
Eastern Big is in left side, and Fire Rod is in Flooded Room, if I remember right.
Nice. Well. Yeah, and then like, when I got the Thieves Town Big, I was like, okay, well, Blind Cell has to be the answer then. Like, it has to be like something useful, and it wasn't. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. This is like so far out of logic. And then I just pulled Ped for Samari, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this will bail my ass out. But it did not, unfortunately. But yeah, the early part of this was really interesting because I had Mirror and Mitts before I'd even checked north of Kakariko at all. And so it was just like really weird just walking around and mirroring everywhere to check everything. But this was a fun seed.
It was fun. I went to Espadas before getting the hammer, so in my head I was like, okay, I'm not going back. If something is here, I'm just dead. I'm dead, basically. I don't want to go back. And yeah, and the last location in the cane. So, because I was around the area at the 2 hour something mark because I was checking Skullwood's big chest. But at this point, I'm just not checking the pedestal. That's way too late into the seed.
Yeah, that was... It was rough. It was rough, but it was so much fun to watch, you guys. And the whole tournament, you were both fantastic in all of your matches. Unfortunately, one of you had to win today. Couldn't have a double title, but you're both the top tier runners of this tournament, and it's been wonderful to watch. Thank you both, and GG's again.
GG's, Lynn. Congrats. The Crosskeys champion.
Season 1, Season 2, Season 3 as well.
Yeah, I definitely was not, expected to make it this far in this tournament. So, I can't be too upset with getting second place here.
My only regret in this tournament is that I didn't face Goomba. So that's pretty much it.
There's always next year.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about getting everybody against each other sometime later there. So yeah, big thank you to everybody. Big thank you to both of you guys for running that incredible seed there, and congrats again to Lynn for winning the tournament this year. And I mean, outside of that, just want to say quickly thank you to everybody for putting this together, all of the admins behind the scenes, all of the restreamers, ZeldaSpeedRuns, everybody that I've commed with. Thank you. This has been an incredible blast the entire time here. Just, you know, I've had a ton of fun both as a player and commentating it. So, you know, thanks to everyone. See you all next year.
Yeah, GG's Lynn and Andy. It was an amazing race. I'm sorry that I put you through this twice, and this time it was even worse than the last time. But we did kind of go out with a bang, because I don't know if we had an all dungeons ped required seed during the tournament. Does anyone remember if we did?
Probably one.
Yeah, but it is very rare. It is very rare. So I guess it was kind of rare that the finals would be such a seed. But GG's to both of you. As I said, it was amazing and kind of long. Thank you, Days Cloud and Blibberl, for doing commentary, and thank you, Jinxie Girl, for doing tracking. And I guess I'm looking forward to next year. And I don't know if anyone else has anything else to say before we wrap things up, because I know it's late for you, Lynn.
It's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I just wanted to, thank everyone, like admins, restreamers, comms. Like I'm also a comm. I didn't do many this season. I mean this year. Trackers, obviously, the people behind the scene. Shout out to Trez as well, because he's been very helpful. Like since I started participating in those tournaments. Thanks to the viewers, and yeah, see you around soon.
Yes. Okay. Now I guess we're gonna wrap things up then. So thanks everyone for joining us. It was a very hype match, and hopefully we'll see you again in something else that Zelda Speedruns is restreaming. So take care. Bye.